Totally not a fan. Totally not a fan. No, I'm not a fan. No. No, definitely. I'm not a fan. I don't know why people think I'm a fan of these movies. Okay, I'm a fan now. Still a fan. What is up, everyone? This is ReviewIt. I'm James, and guess what? It is now time to review Furious 7, which is the 7th movie in the Fast and Furious series. Yes, this series has become quite notable over the past few years for being completely ridiculous and completely out of this world and just bonkers. And guess what? Furious 7 is no different. But is it good? To answer that question very quickly, yes, Furious 7 is an incredible movie, and it is the second best movie I have seen this year, just under Kingsman. But let's get into the review. Ready? Here we go. Furious 7 takes place almost immediately after Fast and Furious 6, where we have Dom, played by Vin Diesel, Paul Walker as Brian, and pretty much all of Vin Diesel's gang is now settling down. They've pulled off their last mission, and they are now settling down and ready to enjoy a life. But this is a movie, and it can never be that simple. We have Jason Statham playing the villain in this film, and he is the brother of the bad guy from Fast and Furious 6, and he is out for revenge against all of Dom's team, and he will do whatever it takes to get there. In the middle of the thing, we have Kurt Russell playing Mr. Nobody, who is a top-secret government agent who is out to help Dom in return for something else. What ensues is an incredibly crazy, bounce-off-the-wall madness film that you have to turn your brain off to fully enjoy. And since you have to turn your brain off, that means don't go into this movie expecting a crazy, awesome story. Don't go into this movie expecting any kind of plausible thing to actually happen. And 3, don't expect to go in there and see some Oscar-worthy acting, because these movies don't have these things. And I'm not going to judge them because of that, because these movies aren't trying to do that. They're not trying to have this complex storyline or these believable stunts or this wonderful acting. They're not trying to do that. They're trying to give us a fun popcorn movie, and boy, does this movie succeed. Straight off the bat, we have some incredible stunts in this movie. I mean, you're going to go to this movie, and it's about 2.5 hours, and you're going to see cars flying from cargo planes, cars jumping between buildings. You're going to have an awesome set-piece scene in the streets of LA, just going crazy. Helicopters, parking garages falling apart, just all kinds of crazy stuff. You're going to see a lot of cool hand-to-hand, close-up action sequences. Just a great time. This is a movie one-liners. Oh my gosh. If you like 80s movies or 90s action movies, you are going to have a ball with the one-liners here. I mean, some of them are so funny. Mainly, you're going to get The Rock saying a lot of them, but Vin Diesel has a couple good ones too. I don't got friends. I got family. You're starting yourself a dance with a devil, boy. Thought this was going to be a street fight. The directing in this movie is also good. We have James Wan, who made The Conjuring and Saw. He's mostly done horror movies. He comes along, and this is pretty much his first movie into the action genre, and man, he does a pretty good job. He has a couple missteps here and there, but we'll get to that later. But for the most part, he does a really good job at making sure we are seeing what is most important at the time, and he's also good at leading these actors in a way that lets them act a lot better than they have in the other movies. And I also want to commend Statham, because man, he's a great villain. Even though he's underused quite a bit, he's still an awesome villain to see, and I thought he was probably one of the highlights of this movie. And that ending, oh, gosh, it just tears your heart out. It really does. It's pretty much like a tribute. I won't tell you exactly what happens, but it's essentially this very just heartbreaking, bittersweet tribute to the late Paul Walker, who was tragically killed in a car accident back in 2013. But man, this was, hands down, this was the perfect way for them to go about it. And I have to really commend them for being able to finish this movie, because he died halfway through filming. And so what they had to do with the remainder of his scenes, they pretty much had to use his brothers and CGI his face onto them. And it's kind of obvious sometimes, like you can really tell sometimes, but I'm not going to dock this movie for doing something that they really had no choice in doing. Now, what I meant earlier about some of the missteps that James Wan has as a director is some of the action scenes, like the car scenes are really cool, but I'm talking about the fist the hand-to-hand scenes, they're just a little shaky. And what I mean by that is it's kind of hard to really tell what's going on at all times. You're kind of just hearing punching noises, and you're seeing people go, ah, 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 but you're not really getting a good idea of what's happening. It's a lot like Taken. It's a lot like the Taken 3 movie, where every shot, I mean, there were just countless shots in one swing of a punch, and that was kind of distracting, and it kind of made it hard to really enjoy the fight scenes. But all in all, man, I really don't have a lot else to say negative about Furious 7. I loved this film. Like, this is one of the best movies I've seen this year. Kingsman is the only movie that is better than this. So, with all that being said, I have to give Furious 7 my highest rating, which is, oh my gosh, this is so freaking sweet. It's not the best one in the whole series. I still think 5 is the best one, and I don't think 5 is ever going to be topped, but I think that Furious 7 is a close second, and I really wish this was the last one, but I don't think so. I think there's going to be 2 more. But when it comes to that, I think for me, Furious 7 will always be the last one. I will always see it as the last one. Of course, I will go see all the other movies, but to me, 7 will be the end of the official storyline, and 8, 9, whatever, will just kind of feel like spin-offs to me. So, that is all for this review. I tried to make it a little shorter. I try to want to make these a little bit more compact. That way I'm not making a 10-minute video about a review. You know, some videos will be longer, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys on the next review. Thanks for watching.